Hi, today's cooking lesson is going to be in honor of Earth Day, and so we're making a vegetable dish. It's a dish from South India called stew, or it's also pronounced ish-tew, and it's a very simple, easy dish and very delicious. So this is what goes into stew. It's potatoes and carrots and peas, coconut milk, ginger, green chili, and curry leaves. Let's talk about green chilies for a second. This is the kind I prefer to use. They're called serranos, and they are really nice and hot. And you don't need to use a lot of them, but they do pack a punch, and so they're my favorite. But they are not available in every grocery store. Although more and more, I'm actually finding them in stores, which makes me really happy. But if you can't find these, jalapenos are an acceptable substitute. Or even a Thai green chili is great if you can find those too. So you can just substitute one for one. And the way we're going to use it, I'm going to use my serrano, and I'm not actually going to chop it up because that would be too spicy and it would overpower this very kind of delicate, lovely curry. So what we do is we actually we slit through it like that. So what this is, and then we're going to just put the whole thing into the pot. And that allows some of the seeds to come out and heat up the sauce, but it keeps it, basically intact. And the nice thing about doing this is that you can taste your curry as it's cooking, and if it's like plenty hot, you can just pull this out. So there's a way to kind of put the brakes on how hot your curry gets. Okay, we're going to put our carrots and our potatoes in first. I used a boiling potato, 2 boiling potatoes that I peeled and cut into about half-inch dice. And then I took 1 big carrot and I cut it into these, they call them batons, which are basically like the diameter of a pencil. Now we've got 3/4 of a cup of coconut milk here, but I'm only going to start with half a cup. And I'm saving the last 1/4 cup for the end. And then I'm adding 1.5 cups of water. Put in my green chili here, my slices of ginger, and half of my curry leaves. And I'm going to bring that to a boil. Okay, so the reason that I split up the coconut milk like that is that if you were in India and you were using fresh coconuts, you would grate the inside of the coconut and you would press water through it to create coconut milk, right? But there's the first milk, which comes out very thick. That's the first pressing. Then you take that grated coconut and you add more water and do a second pressing into a second vessel, and that's your second milk. And it's much thinner and it's more stable and it can handle boiling. This has been simmering about 10 minutes or so, and what I'm going to do is mash up some of the potatoes on the side with the back of a spoon, so that's going to help thicken the sauce. So now we're going to add our peas and cook this for another 5 minutes. You see how it's thickened up from that potato, and the peas are nicely cooked. So we are going to add in the last coconut milk. That was that last 1/4 cup. And just bring it to a simmer. Again, you don't want to boil it because then it could split. You just want it to add that thickness and flavor. Okay, this is our stew. It's meant to be a little loose like that. You could always make it thicker if you wanted by adding more potato, but we're going to put it in our pot, in our bowl here. And as a finishing touch, we're going to add the curry leaves, and we're going to drizzle over a tablespoon of coconut oil, which will give just an extra boost of coconut flavor. So as you saw, we didn't use ground spices in this. We just are relying on the flavors of coconut, green chili, ginger, and then if you have it, of course, curry leaves are great too. But as you're thinking about Earth Day and you're thinking about what you're going to cook from all the amazing vegetables that are going to start coming from our farmers market, this is a great way to highlight the flavors of all that bounty and not overwhelm it with too much spice. It's just delicious, and I think you're going to love it.